What's up, everybody? Today I'm going to be teaching y'all how to build your blood and build up the frequency of your blood. Now, the blood essentially is consciousness, right? That's why, when you realize when people are feeling numb in a certain area of their body, it's usually because the blood flow is not flowing correctly in that particular area of the body, right? So blood is life force, it's consciousness, right? So what you want to do is you want to increase the frequency, the power, and the flow of your blood. It's very important. The more you do it, the more powerful you are because the power is in the blood, right? So I can say there's 5 main ways to raise the frequency of your blood, right? And I'll start with the one thing is salts. Salts are what electrolytes are. And a lot of athletes, or all athletes, what do they need to recover? They need electrolytes or electricity, right? Electricity for their body so they can recover faster. They can get their workouts and their athletic performance to optimal level. It's all done through the form of electrolytes because electrolytes is what puts the electric current through the flow of the blood, right? And the more you have, the more it amps up. So number 1 would be salts. Number 2 would be fruits. And more precisely, sugar. Now a lot of people would be like, oh, sugar's bad for you, sugar's bad for you. Yeah, white sugar's bad for you. White sugar is something you want to avoid. But people will go to the extreme and think that all sugar is bad for you. That's not true. And what's going to happen is you avoid all types of sugar. Now your blood sugar is going to be low, and that's not good for you, right? Now you're going to realize your energy is low, and you're not as upbeat as you should be. You see, anything that comes from any real sugar, what does it come from usually? It comes from what? Fruits. The fruits, what do? They sit in the sun all day long. All day long, they absorb that raw force energy, right? That raw force energy, that's that life force energy. So within all fruits, what does it have? Sugar. That sugar is good for you. That sugar is what builds up your life force energy. When you eat fruits, you're eating nothing but sunlight energy. It's very powerful. It's very, very powerful. Don't ever let anybody tell you, I don't care who they are, tell you that sugar is bad for you. Know what kind of sugar is bad for you. Avoid that white sugar. Now, and in times where you haven't had any sugar or whatnot, you can play with it and eat like 1 piece of candy. You eat like 1 piece of candy, 2 pieces of candy to get that blood moving, right? To speed up that blood, you can do that, right? But that's it. Don't be going ham eating the whole fucking bag of candy. Just eat like one piece because you haven't probably had any fruit sugar all day and you want to get that kick started moving fast, so you can do that. It's no problem. But that's just like a kind of like a hack or a cheat you can do, right? But optimally, you want to make sure you eat fruits every day, right? Eat your mangoes, eat your bananas, watermelon, eat all that. Anything that has a lot of color is really good for you. Lemons, right? It's awesome, right? So what we have so far, we have what? Salts, sugar, right? Now the next thing would be noble metals. Now, what do they say about noble metals? They were conducive to electricity. So now you got the electric flow, right? And now you got the conducive energy to flow through that electricity, which comes through what? Your noble metals, right? Copper is one of the noble metals. What also is a noble metal? You got gold, and you got silver. Now, back in the day, when you used to eat food, they used to have all that gold in there. They used to have all that those noble metals in there because it was in the soil. Therefore, when the fruit or when the crop are grown, it had that in the crop itself. So you was eating a minute amount of gold and copper and all this stuff like that your higher faculties actually need, right? So you can go to website like Hidden Power Wellness, and they have things like that where you can supply yourself with things that noble metals for your body that your higher faculties actually need. You know, it's all about, you see, life is all about constant growth and elevation. That's how you stay connected with God, because you stay connected with your God self, which is infinite. Infinite means you constantly growing and evolving, right? You're not staying stagnant. The universe abhors stagnation, right? So when you want a frequency of constant growth and elevation, you're living like your life purpose. You're doing what you're supposed to do, right? And that's with everything, financially, financially, mentally, spiritually, all aspects, you should be evolving. That's what real spirituality is. So it's all it's really about. So we got salts, sugars, noble metals. Okay, now you got electricity flowing through. You got the proper sugar to help speed up the blood. What else you got? Now we got the noble metals to make your body more conducive, the electromagnetic body more conducive, what your body is. And now we're gonna go to building up your blood, which are nutrients and minerals and vitamins, which comes from what? Greens, right? Get your greens. Make sure you eat your greens in. Make sure you eat your greens in, right? All those vitamins, minerals, and nutrients is what builds your blood up. And when you build your blood up, you're building more nutrients, you build more energy in your body. Right? You're making yourself more powerful. Right? So make sure you get your greens in. Some of the greens that you get, you might want to cook them. You might want to cook some of those greens because some of them it's hard for your digestive system to just eat raw like that. So make sure you do your research on what greens you should actually cook. Which ones is okay, you just eat it raw like that. And just make sure you get your greens in every day. The greens, electrolytes, your proper sugar, and green sugar, and your noble metals. And the fifth one would be the chi, the prana. And that all comes from breathing properly, right? You breathing properly, you help circulating the life force energy within your body, right? That's why it's important to stretch as well, because when you stretch and you breathe into your stretches, you're allowing that blood flow to flow properly through all areas of the body, increasing your amount of energy. Increasing your amount of energy, it makes you more powerful, right? And power is nothing but energy, when energy is focused. Well, your attention is what energy is focused. You focusing on something, you're giving power to it, right? So you want to raise the frequency, raise the energy in your body, and you stretching and you breathing, right? You unconscious breathing helps allow the flow of all the nutrients, all the electrolytes, everything that you've been eating, everything like that, to help the flow properly through all parts of your body, and make everything take it to the next level. Where breathing is very, very important, right? And that would be the five basic ways to raise the frequency of your blood. And I'm gonna go into the second part of this, but I just want to lay a foundation of what you guys need to know about, how important it is to build up your blood and raise the frequency of it. It's very important, right? All right, love y'all.